Good morning. We are on location at Dutchman's Gold Farm today, and today happens to be World Honeybee Day. And we are here to educate not only me, but you about honeybees and why they are so incredibly special to us. Thank you so much for having us, Angela. Like, it smells incredible out here. Like, I can smell the honey.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, let's talk about bees. Why are they so important?
You know what? I think, World Bee Day really does serve as a reminder to how important the bees really are. And so they really are pollination powerhouses.
Okay.
They are responsible for pollinating a third of the crops that we eat. So a third of the food that we eat. So we're talking about fruits, vegetables, nuts. A lot of the food that we eat wouldn't even be around if it weren't for the bees. So that's
true.
Number one.
Okay.
Yeah. And so number two is that they are nature's treasure makers. So they literally make things like honey, propolis, royal jelly, beeswax, and bee pollen. And so you might not have heard of some of these things, but honey, of course, which is really good for us, right? It's nature's sweetener.
Well, and we can eat bee pollen too, I've had.
Exactly. So not only is it good for the environment, bees, but they're also really good for overall health and wellness as well.
I love that. Not just for agriculture, but for our human health.
It's so true.
It makes total sense. Now, we always talk about why we need bees and why they're so important. We have like this urgent need to protect the bees, correct?
Yeah, exactly. Every year, right, there still is a decline in the bee population. So they do face numerous threats environmentally. So we're talking about pesticide exposure, habitat loss, disease, and also climate change. It really does affect just the rhythm of the colony and their overall immune systems. So this is not something just that's happening in Canada here, but it's actually impacting globally. So that's why we celebrate World Bee Day, right? To really recognize the bees. I mean, we're going to champion them all year round,
of course,
but this is a really good excuse to have a party and really talk about the bees and celebrate the bees.
Have a party, eat some honey, get some bee pollen.
Exactly.
Okay, well, coming up, we're going to take a deep dive into one of the hives, so make sure you stay with us. There's so much more coming up on Morning Live. We are back here at Dutchman's Gold Farm, and wow, we are experiencing something super, super cool. Angela, tell us what's going on here and give us a little background of your family history.
Yeah, well, absolutely. You know what? This is really cool to see. I love watching my dad in action. This is my dad. So I literally grew up on the Dutchman's Gold Honey Farm, entrepreneur parents and beekeeper parents. So there's a whole other story behind that. But my dad's here busy as a bee, literally working on one of the hives.
So cool.
And, I think the really amazing thing is to be able to look under the hood of a hive and actually see what's going on here. One full hive can actually hold up to 60,000 bees.
60,000 bees?
Yeah, I mean, this is just a piece of it here. But
that's fascinating.
Yeah, so they really have to work as a team in order to make it all work. And so that's one really cool thing to note. There's drones, there's worker bees, there's a queen bee.
Yes, of course.
So without a queen bee, there would be no hive. There would be no colony.
Nobody.
It wouldn't be here. So she is literally the glue, the ruler of the entire hive. Wow. If she left the scene, the bees would follow her. So rest assured, I think my dad's looking for the queen
John's
right now.
John's not even worried. He's just like hanging out with the bees.
He's cool as a cucumber.
Now,
cool as a cucumber.
They can sense your agitation, right?
Yes.
Like they can really sense our reaction and stress to them. So what's the smoke all about?
Yeah, exactly. So there's a smoker there, and what the smoker does is it helps to actually calm the bees down. So the bees are very good communicators. They communicate when there's food, they communicate when there's danger. So when there's danger, they release a pheromone that basically tells the other bees, get out of town, like start swarming, like let's spaz out here. And so the smoke actually reduces that pheromone. And so that's why he's using the smoker right there now. And I'm sure, we're looking for the queen right now too. She's definitely in there.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I will say that she is so busy. She lays 2,000 eggs a day. Can you imagine?
No.
Yeah, I know. I have 2 kids. I'm good. I'm good.
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah. So she does that. She lives 2 to 5 years. 2 to 5 years, which doesn't sound like a lot, but actually
it is.
The bees in there during season, they only live 2 or 3 weeks.
Wow.
So that's why she's got to keep laying the eggs, right? To keep up with the production.
My goodness, she's so busy. Yeah, she does it all.
She does it all. And I think the other cool thing too is if you lift up a hive there, you can actually see the hexagonal shape of the honeycomb that's in there. Which
I love that.
It's by design. So they're actually architects that in there too, meaning that they've designed that perfect shape for space and efficiency to hold the honey. So there's no honey in there yet because we're just starting to get into the season now. And so that is just, it's brilliant. They really are very, very intelligent creatures.
How much honey would come out of that every year?
So it's about, depending on the season, 30 to 100 pounds. Like a high producing hive will produce 100 pounds in a season, right? And so every jar of honey tells a story.
Well, yeah,
right?
Each drop is kind of like a little drop of gold.
Exactly.
If you think about it,
really
they work so hard.
They work so hard. They do. They do. And I mean, my dad, you know, being able to witness this as a child, growing up and just seeing it now, second generation, you really appreciate. I mean, he works so hard. Beekeepers get up in the wee hours of the morning because in order to move the bees, you really have to do it at a time where they're not going to be as frantic.
Yeah.
So it's usually like 3 or 4 in the morning.
It's true.
So, you know, beekeepers work really hard. So shout out to beekeepers.
All right, well, coming up, we want to show support to our pollinators. So we're going to be talking about production, and we're going to be talking about what you can plant to help produce more bees in your area. All of that coming up, but for now, sending things back inside the studio. Well, we are celebrating World Bee Day in our own little way. Angela, what are we about to do?
Well, we are about to do some planting. I mean, I think there's so many ways to support bees.
Totally.
You know, and local beekeepers.
Yes.
So first of all, you know, buying locally produced honey for sure.
Because it's the best.
It's the best.
It's the best.
And, you know, we're doing No Mow May right now, which is not mowing your lawn for the month of May. And other things you can do as well, whether or not you have a backyard, you can always just grab a planter.
Yeah.
And so
balcony, anything.
Totally.
Yeah.
So we've partnered with a company called My Grow Box,
okay.
Who's supported us with some amazing wildflower, pollinator-friendly, bee-friendly seeds.
These
so we're
are
helping
so
Canadians.
cute.
Yeah, we're helping Canadians plant 2 million bee-friendly wildflowers.
Wow.
Which will be about 1,000 square meters of pollinator-friendly gardens.
That's amazing.
And so bees love plants. Like they love if they're colorful, if they're full of nectar, if they're fragrant, all of those things. So inside each of these packs is, there's purple asters, there are, which are purple in color. Yeah. There's coreopsis, which I've never even heard of, but it's a really friendly, pollinator-friendly seed.
Okay.
There is bergamot, Earl Grey tea.
No,
right?
yes, of course.
Bergamot, echinacea, wild lupins.
That one's perfect. Oh, lupins are so pretty.
So pretty, right? So they're all super colorful, all really amazing. And so we've got these planters here. So what you want to do is you want to dig up a little bit.
Okay.
Use your little digger there.
Loosen up a little bit of the soil.
Loosen up the soil here.
Okay.
And then, you know, just really kind of create a little bit of a spot in the middle, about 2 inches below, where you can just transfer some of that. You don't need the whole seed pack, but you're just going to want to loosen up the soil, right? And you got to use your hands. See, that's why we got our gloves on.
Okay.
And then you're just going to want to use about, you know, just to sprinkle a little bit in underneath, right? Spread them out. Mix it in, right? You just mix it in, not the whole pack.
Oh yeah, you're doing much better than I am.
Yeah. So I've still got.
That was my first time.
Yeah, it's okay. And then you just want to put. And then you're going to want to put the soil on top afterwards, break it up a little bit, and make sure there's enough soil on top. Okay. And then we're going to want to water it. Now, the nice thing is that we're doing it, the soil is nice and cool, so you do want to do it in the morning or the early evening. That's
Makes
the best time. And this time of year, late spring, is really the best time to do it. And then you're going to want to water. Then you're going to want to water. Okay. So I'll water for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so water, water, water. And then just put them out in sunshine. And a week or 2 later, you're going to start seeing green buds pop up. And yeah, I'll give this for you. You can take it home.
Oh,
put it in your back. Put it in your backpack.
Protect my own bee.
You can do it. Yeah, pollinator-friendly gardens.
And like, you don't need to be scared of bees.
No.
Because I know a lot of kids, they get freaked out by bees, and you don't need to be, because the last thing they want to do is sting you.
Exactly. It's a great educational experience. I mean, I did this with my daughter just 2 weeks ago.
She loves it.
Loves it. Yeah. So, you know, even just if you want to pass it along to the communities, your teachers, your friends. It's so great.
It's a great idea. Okay, well, coming up, we have these busy bees. You've seen them. What do? They make honey, and we're going to show you how that production happens. Not the bees, but the actual bottling part of the honey. All of that coming up on Morning Live. That is 600 pounds of honey right there. That is so cool. Angela, that is so neat.
Yeah. So that's 600 or to 650 pounds of honey, representing a local beekeeper, I mean, we work with a dozen beekeepers in Ontario and the prairies and out west.
Okay.
And so one of those barrels tells a story.
Yeah.
Right? That's one hardworking beekeeper
It's
representing
true.
7 high-producing hives.
Wow.
Right? And
How
that's
many bees?
420,000 bees. So yeah, that's a lot of bees just to make one barrel of honey. Right?
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
I loved watching that.
Yeah,
I
so
could
fun.
Just stick my mouth
It's
underneath
satisfying.
it.
It's just like kind of get a little lift.
Yeah, just a little something. This is your production facility, so this
Yes.
is kind of where all the magic happens. After the bees do all their hard work, it comes here, and this is where you guys bottle it and box it
Yes.
and send it out.
All of that. All of
Okay.
that's done here. Now, I have to say, I grew up on the Dutchman's Gold Honey Farm. We used to hand bottle the
Wow.
honey.
Wow.
We used to sell off our front porch. We used to sell at local farmers markets. So this is truly an evolution of growth.
Yeah.
And to be able to now have these machines and
Yeah.
really scale, just the evolution and growth is really...
It's incredible.
It's satisfying, right? And so
Yeah.
we're here second generation, really just trying to grow it.
Okay, what's in here?
Okay, so we've got our amazing team in here. Come on in.
Okay.
Come on in.
Hi, everybody. Oh, this is so cool.
Yeah. So this is our summer, so what you just saw Pat jump in is the summer blossom honey. And so summer blossom comes from alfalfa, it comes from clover, it comes from basswood, canola, right?
Yep.
So that's why it's called summer blossom. So it's those amazing summer florals. And it's one of our top selling honeys. It's very versatile to use it. It's very fragrant, it's got that rich taste.
I can smell it in here. It
I know,
smells
it's
so
so good. And all of our honey is unpasteurized. And so unpasteurized honey preserves that nutritional goodness that honey provides. So honey is not only a great sweetener, but it's also a functional food.
Now all I need is a piece of toast with some butter on it and then some honey.
Yeah. So let's get you want to have a taste?
I do want to have a taste. Come on, Luke, we're going to go eat some honey. Cliff's like, what do you mean? I've got some bottles. This is so great. The smell in here is so fragrant. All you can smell is honey. Whoa. I got caught up in the plastic. Here we go.
So right off the honey, right off the comb, right?
That's
so
the
this
best
is just like
kind.
the best way to do it. You just got to dig in, right?
Oh.
Dig into that, get that nice, beautiful honey. And so I'll put it on a piece of cracker for you, and you can just get in there.
That is delicious.
Yeah. So there you go.
Oh my, and this is what we just saw being bottled in
Well,
production.
that's summer blossom. This is right off the hive, though. Right off the hive. So good.
Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
having us.
Emily, it was so great to have you
I
here.
can't wait to come back.
Yeah.
You really need to come check out some of the honey. Beautiful production area, beautiful bottles, beautiful honey. I'm talking with my mouth full again. Dutchman's Gold Farm. Lots more coming up on Morning Live.